see. Yeah. Just be a reminder.
There's a massive storm on the way to Cape Town in the next few hours. We're expecting something like 30 millimeters of rain. There have been a few fires around the city this week as the dry felt has gone up like tinder after 3 or 4 weeks of very dry conditions. The weather's rolling in, the wind is humming, you can feel the electricity in the air, and it's not all the weather that's causing that. This is a big fixture. The classic clash between SACS and Wynberg pretty much makes you realize that all other fixtures that have gone before are forgotten on this day. I walked past the legend of Wynberg rugby, Rob Lowe, 1980 Springbok, this morning on the way in, and the realization dawned that this is the fixture that everybody comes out for, no matter what's gone before. Both teams headed back down the N1 last Saturday, very disappointed after their respective results. SACS took a bit of a pounding against Paul Jim. Wynberg felt they had their chances against Paul Boys. It didn't work out. And they'll be looking to press a reset button today and come out firing in front of a very, very large crowd. Both schools have piled onto the field, and as has become customary this season, really after 2 years of COVID and no support, there are 2 massive tunnels stretching from the poles on either side to the halfway line. As SACS on our left will be playing, it looks like possibly with the wind, I'm not sure who won the toss, but they're entering from our left where the northwester is coming in from, and Wynberg arriving to the sound of bagpipes as if it's Edinburgh in Scotland, in memory of our very first headmaster, John McNaughton, 1840. The bagpipes are a familiar part of the Wynberg rugby landscape. Flum, lovely to have you. Another good win for you on a 16 ace today.
Yeah, Mike, great one today. It was good. Boys stuck to the game plan and managed to get the victory this morning. So, yeah, it was a good start to the morning.
That's excellent. A new initiative has been to place teams that are in line for a triple crown. A triple crown is wins over Bishops, Rondebosch and SACS on the Wharf. And so we've had under 14 Cs, under 14 Bs and 4th team play their fixtures on the main field today. Which means that the 16As, 15As and 14As were bunted off the Wharf. But 17 all draw for the 4ths this morning. 14 Bs and 14 Cs both winning their games and getting their triple crown. And the first team about to run on now, who are also going for a triple crown.
Yeah, and Mike, who coaches the under 14 C team?
I've got to admit, Flum, that I've got a role to play there.
Okay.
I'll be honest, it's a talented bunch of boys. I don't need to do much coaching. They pretty much coach themselves.
Well done. As we see the SACS boys coming on, headed by their loose-head prop and Captain Osman Bosch, with the hooker across, tight-head Pybus, the 2 locks, Pretorius and Ndlovu, the loose forward skills, Dayarum and Valandi. At the halfbacks, we got Mjawula and Finley. Then we got the 2 wings, we got Intanini and Majal. And at centres, we got Conrad, Hendricks, and at fullback, Makulu. For Wynberg, we got Beckett, the same front row as usual. Beckett and Panza and Porthen. Beckett actually had a bit of a break last week. He had a slight shoulder niggle, but he's back in the starting mix. We've got Standa and Molekwa at locks. We've got Nyala, February and Lowe, forming a formidable loose trio. At halfbacks, we got Moras, the effervescent captain for Wynberg, and just a dynamite package at 9. And then we got Mens, the first receiver. We got Kolela Hoi at left wing, and we got Jack Huckins at right wing. We got Adams and Bay at centre, and rounding off at the back with Kutsa, who's been rock solid under the high ball all year, Mike.
Well, Flum, you're rock solid with the big words today. Effervescent, I'm not sure I can top that one. I'll be racking my brains to see if I can come out on top there with the grammar stakes. But this wind is swirling, it's strong, it's getting stronger. Wynberg have been so good under the high ball this year. You wonder how they're going to mix that. It's going to be tricky practicing your kicking on a Friday afternoon in wind-still conditions, and then to try and execute accurate kick and chase in these conditions.
Yeah, so Wynberg, SACS already on the field. Wynberg just seemingly coming up the stairs. We can see them there, and it's a great day of rugby out here at Wynberg, Mike. We've got the Zimbabwean Goshawks playing straight after this as well. They're playing their Currie Cup fixture against the Falker from the old sort of Eastern Transvaal area, so that'll be another great match for all the people here to watch.
It really is a super weekend of rugby. I think most of us got a late night last night, dining out on that victory by the Bulls in Ireland. Of course, the Storm is playing at 3 o'clock, so this game is perfectly timed. Rugby and Bishops are playing just down the road. They've timed their kickoff for, I think, 1:30.
Yeah.
So no doubt there'll be a few eyes on this game. So yeah, I mean, this is really what we couldn't be hoping for more as rugby fans. This is for Wynberg, SACS and the Neutral Observer. A really wonderful day out.
And there the Wynberg bagpipes playing, getting the boys onto the field. Mr. Mike Laresh leading the band, Mike. And Assad Moose comes onto the field in a 50-meter tunnel. And the referee for today is Kwesi Mkomboti, who's really one of the top refs for schoolboy rugby and Currie Cup, but it just doesn't seem to be reffing Currie Cup anymore. Been reffing Varsity Cup and really does let the game flow. So we're really privileged to have a decent ref today, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Having said that, Plum, I've been impressed with the quality of the reffing in the first 10 games this year. Things don't always go your way, but certainly the refs are fit.
Yeah.
They know their stuff. They're on point. And I don't think we can complain. I think we've got absolute faith here. Lovely to see Wynberg running onto the bagpipes. Keith Richardson introduced the bagpipe contingent just before our 175th year. A significant investment went into that. And Mike Laresh, who is a fervent fan of the bagpipes, has been leading that. And so it's more than just a cultural thing. It really has become intimate. Wynberg's whole setup and the rugby landscape would be incomplete without the sound of bagpipes.
Yeah. So we've got Finley with the ball. He'll look to get SACS deep into the Wynberg territory. Very strong breeze at the backs, at their back, so they'll be in a good position in the first half, Mike. Wynberg will definitely be up against a strong wind. Probably hold on to the ball until the second half. And that's a deep kick by Finley. Bruce gets the ball, passes on to Menz. And he's done well in the circumstances. Wynberg will look to put pressure on their line-out. They back their line-outs. So they're employing a 4-man line-out.
Yeah, Menz said very well. They're finding touch into this win is all important. You can't afford to kick this up the middle of the field.
Use that. I think that's lots of movement by SACS. Ball in. Seems to go skew, but ref lets it go, could be the win. Good tackle by Wynberg. And SACS already playing with a bit of some threat. Pick and goes by the SACS boys. Beckett. Getting his pack, moving around. And that's Belandy. Well met by the Wynberg defence, and it looks like they might get them all. Ref says no. They are and get them. That's Pretorius. Well met in defence again. SACS keeping the same game plan, going blind. Wynberg up to the ask of the SACS boys. Good tackle by Mpanza. That's Skills with the carry. Njawula with the break. He's gone straight through. He's gone outside. Good fin. Good tackle by Kutza, but all the momentum with SACS at the moment. And SACS will look to pick and go. And that's their captain at the back of the mall at the ruck, Osman Bosch. Going towards the poles. They'll just slow it down, make sure that they settle. It looks like Wynberg's turned over and refs allowed it. That was nearly with the steal, but SACS somehow managed to get the ball back. Who was that? Belandi. Njawula getting carried back by, but referee says no, he's coming back for the advantage. This should be a gimme, Mike.
SACS looking full of enterprise. The number 9 sniping around the base of that ruck. 15 as well. Makuli at one stage looking to make a sniping run on the inside of the scrub half. So certainly not all pick and drive. They're looking to send runners around those rucks, and they're going to provide Wynberg with some work to do on defence.
So who's this? It's the inside centre, Conrad, with the penalty attempt. Takes it a couple metres back. Strong wind at his back here. It's tricky in these conditions, Mike.
Absolutely.
It's not just a three-pointer. He's going to have to focus and concentrate on this kick.
Well, we saw Ryan Kutzer missing kicks from the same position a couple of weeks ago against Rondebosch in worse conditions than this, but the wind's probably arguably a bit stronger today and swirling.
I think Kutzer's got his kicking boots on today. I watched yesterday him doing a bit of kicking with Director of Rugby Craig Charles, and he wasn't missing anything. And it's Conrad. And that's straight through the middle. That's 3 points to SACS. And they'll be happy with that start.
Absolutely.
Wynberg will look to put it into the SACS territory. Doing a bit of kicking. This is already a strong Craig Charles, and he wasn't missing anything. And it's Conrad. And that's straight through the middle. That's 3 points. It's always going to be a competing kick. And again, tackled by Tolela. TK with a strong tackle as well. And Jawilla with the ball. Passes to Fundi inside his 22. That's been carried back, so he can't kick it direct. And Kutz straight under the ball. Gives it to Mens. Mens carries up. Back to Kutz. To Huckins. Huckins is through. To Fundi. He's got play on his outside. Good enterprising play by Wynberg. Moves with the ball. Oh, Low gives it to Stander. Bit fortuitously there. Wynberg playing under advantage. Moves to Mens. And Panzer with the direct line. Good tackle by Osman. Panzer still in possession. Wynberg threatening now. Opens up point. It's the key. Exactly full voice at the moment. And Wynberg will come back for the penalty advantage.
As they did against Boland Landbou, Wynberg had this ability to turn attack out of almost nothing, almost sleight of hand. I didn't even see the transfer of the ball there between Kutzer and Huckins, but somehow it did, and they made 25, 30 meters, and they're probably going to go for the corner, rolling wall, and try and force the 7 points rather than take the 3.
Yeah, and this is where Wynberg have been really good over the past few weeks. They more or less function. And they generally get reward from their mauls, Mike.
Yeah.
So Panzer will feed, he'll try to find his locks in Stander, TK. We've got Yali as the plus. Good feed by Wynberg. SACS trying to collapse the ball, but Wynberg have done well to stay on their feet. And Panzer at the back of that ball. The ball's going forward, 5 meters out. Low joins in. Bruce giving barking orders. And that should be a try. No, just short. Ref says penalty try. There's no other outcome there, Mike, but going straight towards the poles as the penalty try, and Wynberg won't even have to go for the conversion.
Yeah, that was pretty unstoppable. I spent some time out here this week watching Justin van Winkel practice.
And it's a yellow card to SACS.
Yeah.
On top of the 7 points, now they have to sit up with the man for another 10 minutes.
SACS transgressed.
Come there, Mike, but going straight towards the poles as the penalty try, and Wynberg won't even have to go for the conversion.
Yeah, that was pretty unstoppable. I spent some time out here this week watching.
That's number 6, Skills, and he's on the cooler. Finley now will look. Strong wind again. Seems to be picking up as we play. A bit of a wobble, but it actually works out for him, and that's a line out, 10 meters out from Wynberg try line.
Yeah. You can see that coming a mile away. There's quite a big hole there behind the initial line of guys ready to receive the kick. Moose is normally in position to get, but you still need to have the skill to put that ball in directly to touch.
Wynberg employing a 4-man line out. With the 1-man lift of both of their locks. So Luvu goes up, and February's done well. And Wynberg are mauling with the 4-man. Lots of pressure by the SACS forwards. Ball still going forward. And it seems to have collapsed now. counter-ruck by the SACS, and it's Isaiah Low with a little flow to Niali. Wynberg will look to exit now. Moose with all the time in the world, sets up the box. Not the greatest kick, but it's actually ended up okay.
Yeah, he just punched that nice and low into the wind. Wynberg doing very well, using their forwards to get up out of their 22 rather than forcing Bench to have to kick from inside his own in-goal area, which wouldn't have won them enough yards.
Let's see what SACS going to do now. We got Cross with the feed. He'll look for his jumpers in Pretorius. And Dayaram. Lots of movement. To the back to Cross. From Cross to Pretorius. And that's Belandi with the big strong carry. Well made by Low. SACS with the pick and goes. Tackled by Porthen. Njawule with the kick through. Lots of work for Kutz. That's a good little nudge, Mike.
Very, very good.
Has done well, but he's under pressure. Lots of pressure there. That's Ntanini with the tackle, the left wing, and they concede a penalty, Wynberg. Well done, SACS.
Well, that's what they're going to be doing this whole half, putting the ball behind our back three, forcing us to play all our rugby, probably in that bottom left-hand corner where the wind is tunneling towards. But SACS have to make it count now. Here, but to get the points is paramount.
So SACS with the attacking line out 5 meters out. Generally they would look to more, but let's see what sort of move they run here. And Njawule moves back, so it's not the 9. They're employing what seems to be a 4-man line out. Messy, but it's worked, and they set up the ball. Wynberg have done well to bring that down. Njawule looks for the ball, he snipes again. Good defense by the Wynberg boys, and that's the captain Bosch with the pick. SACS can't really see what's going on. They're going to the left. I think that's referee Kwesi has said penalty advantage to SACS. Now they're playing an advantage. Let's see what they can do. Still picking and going to the left. Not much to work with on the left-hand side, and hold up. But they'll go back for the penalty advantage.
I think I'm dead, yeah. I think I'm dead.
There's always that in the, under the Wynberg boys. Wouldn't be a derby if there wasn't anything like that, Mike. Those boys don't get too silly. Oh, sorry, apologize for that. I'm not too sure if we can actually hear Mike Engelbrecht. Some people might say it's a good thing, Mike.
Or maybe if Jolly Russell's can send their WhatsApp.
They've run a move and they've well met by Low, who's holding him up, and unfortunately, no, that's a knock-on. SACS with a strange or a penalty move. They've given the ball to Belandi and he's been held up by Low. Wynberg will be happy with that outcome. Scrum 5 meters. The wind now all of a sudden just dies down. And Wynberg will look to exit.
SACS not showing enough patience there, really trying something very different instead of just maybe doing something more conventional. They've now turned it over. Wynberg very happy to soak up pressure there for 5-6 minutes in front of their own supporters, and we'll be hoping to exit now.
So, as per normal with schoolboy rugby, yellow cards, SACS have to scrum with 7, and Wynberg need to reciprocate, and they need to drop one of their forwards out. So 7v7. So now the locks are going to have to make sure that the ball's controlled at the back there. And Mengel, you back. Apparently, Joel Erasmus has said that you back.
Wow, that's wonderful to hear. All the way from Bloemfontein.
A bit of a lull at the moment here on the Den, Mike.
Well, a lull in the play, a lull in the weather. The wind has disappeared. It's like a perfect summer's day.
It is warm, and then tomorrow's, when you start talking about the weather, then
yeah, things have gone a bit dead.
Gone a bit bad, yeah. But let's get back to the rugby. Moose at the feed now. Seems like Wynberg's come under a bit of pressure, but no, referee says Long arm penalty. It was a bit contentious when a long arm penalty is given in a schoolboy game, but he's obviously has his reasons there, Mike.
Yeah, well, you know, some refs are just experts in the antics of the front row.
I'm not too sure Kwesi's an expert in the front row.
Well, I'm not sure any
I'll
ref
back
is.
him. He's one of the better ones.
That kick has gone straight up in the air.
But who was that? Hopkins has done well. He's knocked it back to his players. And it seems like there's an injury with one of the SACS boys. And that's Thornton with a good strong carry. Wynberg on the 22. Moose barking orders to his forward pack. And he'll look to box again. There's only one thing you can do in this weather, so... And he has an educated boot. Probably not the distance he wanted, 10 meters out. But Wynberg will look to put pressure on this SACS line out again. SACS have generally gone with the back ball in difficult, trying conditions, but they've managed to win it, even though it's been ugly, Mike.
Yeah, well, that pinpoint throws from their hooker and timing the jump. Great platform to attack from.
Yeah, Cross will have to throw into the wind, and it's stolen by TK.
Famous last words there, Flum.
It looks like Niali's down, he's been hurt. Hopefully he can shake it off.
I think he ran into February there.
Yeah, he ran into his own man. And again, Wynberg with the box. And that's Njawali with the take. And he's dangerous. He looks very dangerous. He's passed it out the back. Almet in the fence. Good big carry by Pybus, the tight end prop. And they've gone blind again, and that's Njawali. He looks dangerous, Mike.
Yeah, lots of very, very good incisive short passes there to get over the advantage line, and now they've got a maul going.
SACS are keeping it nice and tight, picking and going. Njawali looking for the ball. Passes to Valandi with support from Dayaram. On the front foot, Njawali again, he's probably done it one too many times now.
They still made a couple of yards
Still
there.
picking, this will work, Cross with the carry. Right under the Wynberg boys. Wynberg looking to get their hands on the ball, but SACS still retain possession. Valandi with a strong carry, just DK out the way. Njawali again to Cross. They keep on going blind. Valandi stands up. Pybus the big tight head. Tackled by Beckett. Njawali again, left hand side. Who was that? That was Makuli, the 15.
Yeah.
And I think, no. Referee calls penalty to Wynberg. Obstruction.
Yeah.
A little bit difficult for us to see, Mike.
Cross running there. Makuli must have had someone running in front of him. Makuli and the scrum half, it's certainly the two dangerous players, plus a couple of big, heavy carrying forwards. But yeah, SACS trying to vary it. The pick and drive with the sniping scrum half and then bringing their 15 into play. Unfortunately, once again, not working for them, and they'll be getting very nervous now. 19 minutes left in this half. They've got the win behind them, and they're just not making it count. A couple of unforced errors, but then again, we say unforced errors, but when Wynberg defend the way they do, then those errors are not really unforced.
Wynberg with the exit to Mens. It's a good nudge. He's put it behind the fullback, Makuli, and no, that's the left wing, and Tanini to, oh, that is an ugly pass. That could have been forward even. Finley in possession, he might be caught. But it's a good clean by SACS. And it's a box hit by Njawali. It's Mens underneath the ball. He's got Kutz on his left. Bit of ugly pass. Kutz takes it up. Back to Mens. Mens find a bit of space. Oh, he's got it to Beckett. Beckett passes Thunder, but just unfortunately not going to hand. And that's Pretorius the lock. SACS need to play. Finley with the ball. Kicks it, it could go out. On the full, they won't be happy with that. Wynberg will be extremely happy with that outcome now. Bit of ugly play in the middle there, Mike.
Yeah, but it all started with a very good kick from Mens. That must have gone all of 70 meters on the run, on the bounce. Dry field, no rain. The ball traveled a long way once it bounced. And Wynberg now on the 10 meter with proper attacking possibilities, yeah.
Yeah. First time we're in the half with possession. February, good line out. Bruce to Mens. Adams for the first time, passes to Bay. He's been contained. That's the left wing corner. He's done well. He's worked all the way from the left-hand side to the right. Unfortunately, he's been caught in position. That's a good steal by the SACS boy. That's skills there. Great steal by skills. That attack just looked a little bit flat, Mike. Not the same sort of impetus that Wynberg normally run with, but SACS will be happy with that outcome.
Yeah, a little bit lateral. It started with men standing still, throwing the pass standing still. Hoye added a bit of injection there on the wrong side of the field, but unfortunately coming to naught. This match does feel a little bit stop-start. We wonder if the wind's got anything to do with it.
Look, these guys, they've obviously got a game plan, Mike, and they've got to stick to it. Ugly line out, but it's Mpanza. Oh, he's knocked it forward, but Rich says play on. In position, that was Valandi with the, he was hit.
Big hit.
Low.
Big hit.
Victorious with the pick and go. Mjawuli passes to Osman Bosch, and that's out the back door to no one. That's Makuli at fullback. Done well to retain the ball. Finley, you look for space. Mens is positioned well. Fields it excellently. He's got Hoye on his right hand side and he decides to run. Caught in position. Great offload to Kutz. Oh, Kutz loses his foot. Roos has been in support. Adams to Bay. He'll pass back to Adams. Mens is going to have to clean. Moose to TK to Moras. Open side flank. Bay at 9 to Porthen. Porthen out the back door to Mens. To Low. Oh, he's a strong carrier, Mike. Moose with good ball. Porthen coming around the corner. Great carry by the big Ted Pop. Stander with the pick and go. Just to get the ball in his hand. Moose again. He's going to give it to February. February, good carry, but Valandi trying to get his hands on the ball. Porthen out the back door to Bay. Oh, Mensch stops it. Adams is in position. Tackled by Makuli. It's a bit messy at the moment. Hoye with the carry now, the left wing. Moose getting the ball. Gives it a big stunder. He's fallen awkwardly, but Moose still manages to get the ball to February. He's gone on the outside. He's dominating defense by Osman Bosch. And with a little inside pass, but SACS were ready for that, and it looks like they might get the penalty. No, referee saying, unfortunately, SACS putting their elbows on the ground, not supporting body weight. Well, we get a little bit there, Mike.
That move had everything in it. Starting with Eli Mens running from his own half, Kola Nyali making a great break, February making a break, Steven Stander making a break, Porthen heavy running, that were either completed or half completed, deflected passes that went back. Wynberg managed to maintain possession. SACS defended quite well. But once again, we have, this could be the death knell for this particular passage of play for SACS, with another rolling ball on the horizon.
Wynberg turning down the 3 points, Mike. That was slap bang in front of the poles. We've got 13 and a half minutes left. Wynberg up 7-3. And they'll look to get another 7-pointer here. That's TK. They set it up. Oh, and it's Fuller! He's 2-3 meters short. Moose to Porthen, it's a big, strong carry. Well tackled by Finley. Moose again with the inside pass to Mpanza. And he scores. Great passage of play there with just forward for the Wynberg men, Mike.
Great double bluff there by Wynberg, not going for the rolling maul, breaking away from it. And when you see Assad Moose setting up, he almost telegraphs it, but you know, to know it's coming and to now to deal with another thing, but you got Mpanza on his inside at an angled run, low center of gravity, not being stopped from 5 meters out.
Yeah, the Wynberg boys really like that one. It was funny, Mike down to a bit of a lull in play, and all of a sudden there's all that action and there's only 12 minutes left.
Absolutely. This will be a tough kick into the teeth of the Northwester.
surprised no one's holding the ball for him, but
He's got it leaning forward, Colin Beck style.
I think that's a little bit before my time, Mike. I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, he's had a tendency to do that over the last few weeks. I think trying to punch it low into the wind, not his natural kicking style. A little bit of a habit. That's my 4-iron coming to the fore there again. So Colin Beck was a fullback for Western Province in the 1980s. He started of leaning the ball forward at a 45-degree angle and kicking it on the toe.
How did they do that, on sand or in the ground?
On sand.
Okay.
On sand.
So now we got Friendly again.
Well, that's a hack kick. That could go all the way. I would have left that to run over the dead ball.
Crazy's done well there. That is excellent kick. That was off the chest, Mike. We can see it.
Yeah, definitely. Men's could easily have left that, let it run, and come back for the scrum from where the kick took place from the halfway line.
But that was from the left-hand side all the way to the right-hand side, with just outside the SACS half.
That right-hand touchline is where you're kicking with a strong wind into your face, because it's blowing from over our left shoulder northwesterly towards that touchline. So the ball almost floats on the wind towards that right touchline.
Feed, but unfortunately it doesn't go to hand. And referee,
tap and go.
That's fine. Didn't pick it up. Moose again. Picking it quickly, but he seems to have lost it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy. Oh, Jawali, the 2 9s going at it.
Someone's coming from about 100 meters away unnecessarily, and that's the whole thing, like a power kick. So necessary when players run from outside centre. I'm not saying it was the outside centre, because an ex-Rondebosch boy would never do that. So Rashid Conrad at 12 for SACS today, started his career at Rondebosch and moved across the beginning of this year. Also a decent cricketer.
The referee, Kwezi Kumboti, having a chat to the linesman, the touch judge. Hopefully we don't see any cards. It's not really what we want to see. Maybe a good stern word by the ref to the captains. Sort out the nonsense.
Well, the linesman's having quite a bit to say to the ref there, so anything could come out of this discussion.
Yeah, someone definitely ran in, which never looks good. Crazy having a chat to the assistant coach or SNC of the SACS boys. Captain Osman Bosch having a
There's a
chat.
punch apparently. This looks serious, Flum. This could be red. It looks like it's just a warning. Okay, so bad call on my side. There was a lot of gesticulating, punch, a lot of talking to the assistant coach, to the captain, and nothing but a warning and a penalty.
So now you've got Kutz. You'll try get it as close to the 5 meters as possible for the Wynberg boys to try and set up their rolling maul again. Let's see what they do. Do they do a little move where they run and shift around the corner of the maul, or do they actually go for the rolling maul this time?
Well, that's the thing. They've probably got 3 different things they could do, yeah? And it's anyone's guess what they do. They may go straight off the top to Moose. That's a 4th thing.
Yeah. And Moose will definitely keep them on their toes defensively. That's a 5-man line out by Wynberg. If the wind picks up yet again, it'll be a difficult throw. Stander manages to just get his hand on it, but Saxon gathered possession. Oh, Moose has got it again. Somehow he's ripped the ball from the SACS player. Wynberg in possession, carry bow. All met by Pybus, the tight head prop. Be holding it up, but it's Huckins back. TK with the strong carry. Tackle by Valandi. Good defense by SACS. Moose to Mpanza. Tackle by Pretorius. Moose barking orders now. Left, right. Low again. Osman Bosch can tackle the captain of SACS. Not afraid to put his shoulder in. TK again around the corner. Supported by February. Moose to Porton. Out the back door to Men's. To Mpanza. Good defense by Valandi. Loose again to Men. To Bay. Bay's inside. Tackle by Cross. Wynberg setting up just outside the SACS 22. To low. To Men's. Men's done it. Pirouette. And he's through. Standard looking to give the ball to Moose. Moose to low. Little tip to Porton. He's got the fend. He's given it to February. To TK. That is incredible rugby by the Wynberg forwards line.
That is a wonderful
Right
try.
to the ball.
Quite fitting that TK Malekwa should finish that off. He featured 2 or 3 times. Wynberg has got a...
Give the ball to Moose. Moose to low. Little tip to Porton. He's got the fend. He's given it to February. To TK. That is incredible rugby. Men's did a full 360. Managed to get through, free their hands. Good carry by Porton. TK, like he said, must reward for all his efforts in the start first 30 minutes of the game.
So Wynberg definitely have this ability to flip a switch. After that line-out, which they didn't win very cleanly, they must have lost about 7 or 8 meters just through the pick and drive and the single runners. And then suddenly, Mentz made a break for it, Rita Bay made a break, getting them over the advantage line, and then ultimately scoring under the poles.
Good to the kick. Oh, and he's got it straight over. 6 minutes left. Wynberg, I think, leading 19-3. They'll be happy with that against us into a strong win.
SACS will be very disheartened. They've had things go their way this half, they've had things go against them. Ultimately, Wynberg have taken their chances. This is a big lead going into the second half if it stays like this with the win behind them.
I think the difference in the two teams is just the accuracy and the execution, Mike.
And the patience,
yeah.
and the patience, Flum. I mean, Wynberg have shown that patience all year, except last week against Pole Boys. I felt they were a bit impatient.
Finally, that's a good probing kick. Oh, that is great.
Azai low. Azai low.
Any one of Low or Hoy could have taken. Moose will look to do the same thing. That ball's out. And that's a box.
And Hoy could get onto this, no, but deep.
Oh.
But he's there to gather off the ground, not quite.
Makuli's knocked that on. That's a coach killer. Didn't have much pressure there, Mike. But unfortunately, he's just knocked it on. And again, Wynberg in a good, dangerous position. Even though it's 40 meters out, these guys can run from anywhere.
No matter what happens this year, Flum, this year will, for me, be encapsulated by memories of Hoy just chasing the high ball. And not in the boring fashion that we've become used to.
Just to knock it back.
Yeah, actually to catch it out of the air. And so, future head boy for Wynberg.
Yeah.
Let's hope that there's more of the same for the rest of the season and the whole of next year. That's if the affairs of state don't weigh too heavily on him. Good scrum by SACS, but illegal scrumming.
Yeah. Referee says
Scrumming.
scrumming. Not too sure why they're still standing. Loose with a little dummy a la Bola Conradi. And Kutz will look to kick this out in the corner. Like we said, Mike, stick to the game plan and things will work out for you.
Absolutely.
Let's see where it lands. Oh.
Well, it's very well gathered.
Ball to keep it in. And he's
Staying in field.
yeah. Moves to Mentz. Mentz will look to attack. He's got the whole back line to his right. He's got Kutz to Bay. Oh, this is dangerous. Bay's dangerous runner. Just outside the 22. Wynberg getting to their momentum now. Carried by Low. Well tackled by Pretorius. Moves to Mentz. To Stander. He's been ever present the whole first half, Mike. Moose. Mpanza, little quick hands. Kutz has lost his footing again, but he still manages to get that ball to Moose. Good pressure by the SACS forwards. Great carry by TK. Moose to Beckett. Team by Stander and Low. Mpanza, he's dangerous. Little offload to February. February could be in. He's just held up. What does the referee say? But he's just held up.
Oh, the wonderful zip pass there by Mpanza. I think he rates himself as a bit of a fly-off. I think he really wants to be a pivot.
Oh, and referee's coming back for the penalty. I don't know, which is better, 5 meter scrum
I think I'd rather take the scrum 5 meters from the
I would
line.
take the scrum 5 meters from the line. Is it a choice, sir?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think a penalty always supersedes
Yeah. So what are they going to do here? Set up a maul, kick for the corner.
And it's a scrum. Wynberg got options left and right, and this back line's dangerous. Huckins will be looking to get his hands on the ball. He hasn't featured much yet.
Yeah, you can see his body language is one of irritation at the moment.
Yeah. I think the forwards are doing all the work and he's not really needed at the moment.
Yeah, I think Steven Stander could be chirping him at halftime that he's made about 40 meters with ball in hand.
And more line breaks than him.
Yeah.
So you wonder if Low will pick and go. Men's come left with Adams. And Ahoy here on the left-hand side. Where does Moose go all the way himself, Mike?
Well, who knows?
First the scrum. Oh, bit messy. Moose to Men's. To Huckins, and Huckins gets the ball, but unfortunately he's knocked that on.
Yeah, it was messy from the start. The ball going along the ground to Moose.
Wynberg got the wrong shoulder. SACS did well to put them under pressure there. SACS to the left. Wynberg looking for the right shoulder, but unfortunately didn't get that. SACS have done well to keep Wynberg at bay. Now they need to get out of there. 22. What are they running? It looks like a 5-man line out or 4-man. Cross will look to find his jumpers in Pretorius and in Dubu. Jawuli is at halfback, but February again has disturbed that lineup. And it's too low. He is strong. He can carry. He's well made by skills. Moves to Cortland. Oh, that's a lovely shot. He's had a bit of a goose there, but he's still going.
Right over.
Score. No one stops it. That's incredible.
Oh, it's been held up.
By the head boy. No.
It's been held up apparently.
Hold up. Whoa. Cortland's not sure what happened there. I think he's a little bit bemused. I think he scored.
Yeah, well, I mean, the ref's right there. He's on the spot.
Right,
We're 50 meters away. It certainly looked like he was over line.
Body language
Slats on the ground, but it was a great break, though, by Portland. I mean, he really was shrugging guys off left, right, and centre. Strong running. He's a very calm and collected guy. Hardly raises his voice, but he looked angry there with ball in hand. Probably angrier now that he hasn't been awarded that try.
SACS under the cosh at 5 meters from their try line. No one back. They'll probably look to carry it up in the centre with Conrad.
Bit of a dust storm kicking up behind us here.
SACS in the Wynberg with the 5 meter scrum. Bruce Demens to pay. Well made by Valandi. Bruce with good ball to February. Tackle by Conrad. Bruce going right again to Menz. He goes himself and he gives the ball to Huckins. Out the back door. That is a great pass by Menz. He worked his hands through the two tacklers and he got it free to Huckins in the corner.
And Huckins saving the best for last. He'll now have something to retort, to stun.
Bruce going right again to Menz. He goes himself and he gives the ball to Huckins. Out the back door. That is a great pass by.
It's almost like a whirlwind kicked it up. Big billowing clouds of dust coming over the ground. And so with the first half having come to an end after this kick, Flum, you're struggling to see how SACS are going to approach this next 35 minutes into a very strong wind. They didn't show a heck of a lot in the first half. Single runners, scrum half, sniping. They're going to have to try something different. You can't play that for 35 minutes deep in your own half, which is where you imagine they will be.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for SACS, but definitely not out of it. Still another 35 minutes to play. The wind is turning. The wind's a bit strange, so they're not 100% behind Wynberg back. And maybe with the wind in their face, they'll have to run and play, Mike. So it might actually work out for them.
Kutz has put over a magnificent kick from the wrong side of the field into the teeth of the wind. That's a great way for him to finish the half. Wynberg leading by 26 points to 3. And with that, we'll go to our sponsors, I believe. right, so Wynberg will be looking to play all their rugby in the half of SACS with a hell of a strong wind behind them. I think Eli Mentz and Asad Moras are going to make hay with the boots, putting Wynberg into good attacking positions. And SACS are going to have their work cut out, but I really do hope that SACS brings something more to the party. They owe it to themselves and their supporters, and I think that they really do want to do that, but it's maybe not all going to be up to them.
Looking a bit thin by the SACS boys. Sands, but that's a good kick by Moose. And it's Polela again, Mike.
Yeah.
Just drifted through and he's got the ball. It's almost become like a normality for him, Mike.
Absolutely. He's so...
Punter to February. February's got Huckins. Bay, he's dangerous. But well met by Makuli or Ntanini.
Quite amazing that SACS allowed Hoy to get onto that.
Yeah. Under. Tackle by Cross. Wynberg again looking dangerous early on in the first half, but that's a little bit messy. Referee says play on. Feed to TK. Tackle by Delandi. Moose again. Standers carried strongly this game, and it's February. Comes around the corner. Good tackle by Cross. Fivers tries to get his hands on the ball. Then he shows as he goes and he gives it to Bay. As the wind just picks up. Tackler must roll. Moose to Mpanza. Oh, he's gone. He's almost through. And Jawali's just got his he's ripped it. That's incredible play by the 9.
SACS did very well to rip that from Mpanza, because if he wasn't going to get over, they certainly would have set up a ruck under the poles, attacking left or right. Great rip, great upper body strength.
The 9, Mjawule. He's been dangerous all game, Mike, and he almost seems to be fighting a bit of a lone battle up front there.
Yes.
Keeping the forwards going. I'm just not sure how long they can actually keep on doing that without running the tank dry.
Yeah, well, that's the feeling. You do feel they have to bring something else to the party.
Wynberg with the Wynberg 5 meters out. Jacks will look to exit, but they've got a strong wind in their face. Jawilla will probably pass the ball to Conrad, or will Finley look to kick it straight out? Who knows? They might be forced to actually run it from here now, Mike.
Well, you know, you mentioned Conrad. Apart from the kick at goal, I haven't seen him touch the ball today.
It's a great scrum by Wynberg. Almost pushing SACS off the ball. If this was senior rugby, that would have been straight over the top. Remember, the boys are only allowed to push 1.5 meters and then they have to stop. So it's very difficult to get a tight head in schoolboy rugby. Osman Bosch, Cross and Pybus will have to fix that last scrum. Jawile will look to feed. Wynberg will definitely have a crack at the scrum again.
They certainly don't have anyone set up to kick, so they're going to obviously try and make some yards first before they exit. Looks like half the SACS supporters have gone home already. There were probably at least 300 of them at kick-off, and I think they're down to about 110. Again, Wynberg won't want to give away any penalties here. They'll want to keep SACS here. To get out of this position is very, very difficult. Good scrum again by Wynberg. Mjawule, oh! And referee has pinned the Wynberg boys. You wonder if he could have played a bit of advantage there. The scrum off had no one in front of him.
The Wynberg just pushing over the 1.5, and they've already been given a warning by the ref. Finley will look to exit now. Just outside the 22. SACS have a bit of a conference. I wouldn't want to be a hooker throwing in these conditions as Cross approaches the touch line. SACS running a 3-man line out.
Wynberg have got 4 in there. They're going to get pinged if they keep Paulson at the back.
No, Beckett's out. Again, lots of movement. The arm goes up. February's done well. Manages to put them under pressure. But that's in Blue who's cleaned up nicely. And it's crossed with the pick and go.
Yes, he is in manhandled back by Paulson.
Bit of a mismatch in size there. But Finley will look to... And that ball's just been taken by the wind. Kutz can't even get underneath it. Adams has the ball. He hasn't had many opportunities. Tries to dazzle them with the feet. And Huckins is broken through. Tackled by Finley. The speed of Moose has been incredible today, Mike. He just gets to the back of the rucks all the time. But now, Pybus has done well to hold up Mpanza. Moose to February. February gives a little pass to Hoy. Hoy's got lots of feet. Moose passes to Mens. TK, that's great hands by TK. And he's broke the tackle. It looks like a little bit of a trip there, but oh, that's a good... Moose, Wynberg still with possession. Yeah. Referee says, unfortunately, TK has just knocked that ball on. He broke clear about 10 meters and then just lost his footing.
So Jacques Huckins certainly not happy to stay on this right wing all day and maybe get the ball once or twice in the half. Looking for work on the left-hand side. Started that whole move. TK Malekwa made good yards. Unfortunately, somebody just knocking it on the ground. No, but you're right, Flum. I mean, we could talk about Moose all day and all week. I mean, when he gets through, he's also tough as nails, strong as an ox, silky smooth, composed, kicker off notes. And now I'm not his agent.
So Wynberg again putting the heat on the SACS scrum, but SACS managed to get it out. Conrad with a rare opportunity to carry the ball, given the ball by Belandi. SACS with the pick and go by their captain and talismanic skipper, Bosch, Osman Bosch. He's worked tirelessly today. Not sure what they're trying to do, but SACS have to do something and run. Finley with a bit of just a up and under. You're not going to beat Hoy up in the air, Mike, but he's met well in the fence, and it's Kutz. Want to be careful with this win. Huckins gives it to Kutz. Kutz at the little corner. Think through. Oh. Not doing themselves much favors, but probably just let the ball roll. It might even roll all the way, Mike.
It has.
And it has. Jeez.
That was well spotted. But for a moment I thought it was going to hit the post and stop under the poles. That would have put them in a bit of a quandary.
Well, that could take SACS all the way into the Wynberg half. Literally 5 meters from the 10. Referee Kwesi taking the boys all the way back. That's probably the best outcome that the SACS boys have had today, Mike.
Yeah.
They do look a bit flat, and it's, yeah. They need some sort of spark. They need someone to get their momentum going. Could it be their eighth man Valandi? Could it be Conrad, the center? They just haven't fired yet. Jawuli's been busy, but he seems to have been fighting a lone battle. So good clash up in front here with Thornton against Osman Bosch. Two big, strong men. Thornton seems to have got the better of him there. Finley to Conrad. That's a good, strong run by Conrad. And there's the first time we've seen. Oh, Panzer with the strong tackle on Lubu. Njawule to Belandi. Cut a pass to the fullback Mafuni. He's got underneath on his leg, but he didn't pass. And it's cross. Wynberg will look to hold it up. Is that a goal? Referee calls more.
And that's 12.
Bit of a stop and play here. It looks like Kutz might be getting a bit of attention. My apologies, I think I've been calling
Hendricks.
Conrad Hendricks. Getting the centres mixed up. Hendricks had a great strong run there. He's a big lad, Mike.
He certainly is. I remember him from last year. Plum against Paul Roos, SACS were quite competitive, and there's a try that they scored that went viral. Was that Makuli that scored that try from inside his own 22?
Not sure, it could be. Can't recall. I think that is Nyali getting a bit of attention by the medic, Ricky Jacobs. He's been around a long time on the fields of the southern suburbs. And he seems to have given Nyali the all clear, and he'll get back onto the flank. SACS with a good attacking scrum. No, sorry, it's Wynberg ball. That was held up. You wonder if Wynberg are going to sort of stick to the game plan and exit, or they have a crack from 70 metres, 80 metres out.
Well, if I was them, I'd be trying to put the ball over the back of the SACS backline into that bottom left-hand corner.
Especially with the wind blowing at their backs from right to left here.
Yeah. So Nick van Skalkwyk down there, busy warming up, getting his makeup on, ready to enter the fray.
Inside, Wynberg 22. Bruce will get looked to Mansell. Try clear, but it's been charged down by Umjawule. And that is just reward for lots of effort by the 9. He's been busy all day, Mike, and he's been the only one really, along with the captain Osman Bosch, keeping the Wynberg defence. Inside, Wynberg 22. Bruce will get looked to Mansell. Try clear, but it's been charged down by Umjawule. And that is just reward for lots of effort by the
Feel maybe she'd been kicking for the other touchline, a little bit unconventional, went for the conventional right-hand touchline, but yeah, probably underrated the pace of the 9, and all credit to him, and good to see SACS back in this contest.
Conrad will look to add the 2 points. Pybus, the tight end prop, gets a bit of attention by the SACS medics. Looks like Van Skalkwyk come onto the field. That's a great kick by Conrad, and he adds the 2 points. Beckett has come off forward for Van Skalkwyk. Pybus will join the front row there with the punter going to the medics. Looks like Van Skalkwyk come onto the field. That's a great kick by Conrad. It's going to be difficult for Moose to put the ball exactly where he wants to in this win. 22 minutes left, Wynberg 26-10. Moose starting the kick, not from the middle of the field.
Yeah, but 17 metres in from touch.
Yeah, and that's a good nudge by Moose. Oh, and that's just ugly. And Wynberg get the ball by Van Skalkwyk. And it's Nyali again. He's been strong in the carry. He cleans up so well. Referee says, can't see, what did he say? Knock on by SACS. Oh, that was actually Hoy. He has a bit of a, how's your father and mother with the SACS captain? Don't think he necessarily wants to get involved with the front row there. But he'll come out here to the left wing. Wynberg old boys starting to sing. Scrum by Wynberg, they just inside the 22 men's, and it's Tubay, cuts back inside, tackled well by Conrad, but he's actually just keeps on going. Needs about 3 or 4 men just to bring him down. February's been busy all day, he comes around the corner, and now Wynberg will look to go left. Moose, too low, again Tubay. Moose digging in, barking orders at his forwards. Van Skalkwyk in, helping TK. Well met there by Wynberg, the 8th man of SACS. Wynberg to Stander. Good tackle. by the lock and Gluvu. And Panza with the feet. Tackled by Pybus. Wynberg looking dangerous. To Tola again. Moose. To Porson. The big, strong, tight head prop. Good defense by Saxo. And Moose goes to Mens. He goes himself. He's cut back. But he's tackled. Who's that? Is that Skills?
But a cross
Good
running there.
by Skills.
Yeah, that move was scuppered by a cross running there by Mens.
But referee says Saxo offside. Let's see what Wynberg do. Do they do a special move? Do they call the scrum? I wouldn't. Oh, he goes to the corner. The Sax loose trio have been tackling all day. Skills, Dayarim and Valandi. They'll have sore shoulders tomorrow morning. But so will the Wynberg men who've carried strongly. Van Skalkveld lifts under, great feed. And Wynberg will set up the rolling ball again, and Panza at the back. Oh, and they get it going, and that's a try by Panza. Literally went straight through the middle of that ball there. And the hooker has got his 5 points for the day.
Oh, great line out there. Good throw, towering take,
great feed.
and good drive.
Wynberg will set up the rolling ball again, and Panza at the back. Oh, and they get it going, and that's a try by Panza. Literally went straight through the middle of that ball there. And the hooker has got
The kick off properly, fumbling the kick off, and then pinned down in their 22 for the last 5 or 6 minutes.
yeah.
It's not what you would be expecting from a side that's just scored. It's taken 40 minutes to score. They get over the line for the first time to then concede almost immediately.
Oh, and Kutzi's going to need someone to hold the ball. Oh no, no, Mens is coming up.
It's a forgotten skill, that Flum, the holding of the ball.
Especially in the Western Cape with the wind. And Kutz, his kick striked it well, and that's his best strike of the day, and it goes straight through the middle. Another 2 points to Kutz. That's 33-10.
It's a forgotten skill, that Flum, the holding of the ball.
Especially in the Western Cape with the wind. And Kutz, his kick striked it well.
Well, you just get the feeling they must just play now, Flum.
Yeah.
I know it's easier said than done, but give the ball some air.
Finley with the kick. Chased by Majal.
Well, that's the worst possible way to start that next passage of play, kicking it directly into touch. And Wynberg will choose the scrum on the halfway line.
Wynberg with the scrum on the halfway line. Moose goes left to Mens. Mens to Tola. And Amir Adams just skinned the guy on the outside. Low with the strong carry. Sax trying to get their hands on the ball, and they've done well.
Pity there for Wynberg. You know, a feature of their play this year has not just been the sniping runs by Amir Adams and Rida Bay, it's also the accuracy of the pass that put them into the space. But unfortunately, they're infringing, and that move comes to zero.
Finley's picked it out, and he'll look. Not too sure why the touch judge had his hand out the wrong way. But again, it's as though Sax are trying to slow the things down. Big conference there before the line out. Osman Bosch takes up and he sets the front of the line out. Crosswood look to find his jumpers in Pretorius and in Gluvu. Dayansby. And that skills at the back, but that went very skewed.
Yeah, there's a case to be made there for the fact that the ball went down the middle of the tunnel and then got blown about a meter sideways, which strictly speaking is not a skew throw.
Yeah, but that's difficult.
I think you've got to give some latitude to these hookers that I found. The thing about this wind is it's quite strong, but it's also very kind of erratic. It dies down, there's nothing, and then as you throw it in, it comes up.
Panza with the feed. Maybe again, they've managed to do well in these conditions, Mike. And it's Panza coming around to Bay, tackled by Pybus. Moose to February. Good strong carry, but he's well met in defense by the SACS boys. Moose goes left to Porthen. Big strong fend, and he gives it to his mate, Van Skalkwyk. Porthen has the ball again. A little bit of a pirouette, and he carries another 5 meters. Moose goes blind, and he gives it to Low. Low just bounces. Who was that? Umjawula.
Just ran out of space there on that left-hand touchline.
Yeah. The linesman puts his flag up. You'll feel that in the morning, Umjawula.
I think there's a competition on between Porthen and Panza to see who can be the next best fly-off in the side. Certainly enjoying that that position.
Yeah, so there SACS again with the 4-man line-out. They've had lots of movement. Skills bounces out the way. And Dayaram will try to get the ball. That's taken by TK. That's superb work in the line. But he's well met in defense by Dayaram. Still manages to put the ball back on the Wynberg side. Moose is foraging for the ball to the big stander, tackled by Velandi. Moose again.
Numbers, yeah.
Adams, oh, and he just passes a little bit wide, but puts. Oh, that could have been 7 points under the poles, but referee was playing an advantage.
That's a pity.
SACS were offside.
Yeah. Wynberg had 3-4 men overlap, just couldn't get the pass through the hands fast enough, forced the pass behind the player.
And sticking to the script as always, Kutz will look to get it out in the corner, get as close as he can to the SACS try line. And Wynberg will look to set up their rolling maul. Referee Kwesi having a chat to Captain Osman Bosch, just giving the boys a bit of instructions as to what he expects on the offside line. Panza gets his call. Van Skalkwyk. Looks like it's a 5-man line-out. Stander, TK, February, any one of those men can get the ball. Stander walks to the front, and it's just a little throw to the front, and they set up the rolling ball. And Panza at the back of it. SACS have done well to get it going to the touchline. And Panza's still directing it now. Got to be careful not to go truck and trailer. But Panza goes down and is ripped. That was the left wing in Tanini. And it's Osman Bosch who picks and goes. He's strong, but he's met by Huckins, and he's well met by the line of defense. Good tackle by Low, and Huckins getting involved. If he can't get his hands on the ball, he's going to go take it.
And he certainly won the adulation of the Wynberg old boys there on that touchline. It's a very uncomplicated line-out move there, thrown directly to Steven Stander in the front. Unfortunately, yeah, a little bit of truck and trailer. They detached from that maul. I think Panza probably a bit isolated and having the ball ripped.
Panza will feed now. Wynberg won't be doing much different. Bit of gamesmanship by Osman Bosch.
Well,
coming to get the call. And it's Van Skalkwyk with the lift. And it's another good setup by Wynberg. Rolling ball. Dayaram tries to get his hands on the ball, but he just can't get there. And it's like driving a truck. There's no stopping this. Panza seems to have been stopped at the back. Referee will tell him to use it. SACS don't have to roll away, but Moose still gets the ball. Tackle by Hendricks. Moose, 2 men. He's got options out. He gives it to Kutz. Kutz one-on-one. Well met by Majal. Ball's been lost. And Husa 9 again, but he just flings it inside. And I think Wynberg are back in position. No, can't see much. No, it's been Velandi with the ball. He's been strong all day. Wynberg trying to get their hands on the ball now. And referee says no, Wynberg have infringed. No release, and SACS are lucky to get out of the 22 now. We'll be looking to get as close to the halfway line. They need to do something. They've got 10 minutes left. Conrad will look to get them as close to the halfway line as possible. SACS forwards having a bit of a conference. Ooh, doesn't get much purchase with that kick. Boys asking the old boys to give them a bit of a song. Looks like there's a new player on for SACS. It looks like Cross has been replaced by number 16. This will be his first feed of the day. This will be difficult. Touch judge just making sure there's enough space in between. And for the first time, they actually go to the front, Pretorius, and they get good clean ball, but he just flung it out to the back. Makuli gets the ball. And SACS are in a worse position than when they were before. And that's Umjawuli again, Mike. He's just come through the middle, and it's Hendricks, but he flings it to the left to no one, and it's Adams. He's got Huckins. Huckins will put his ears back. Can he get there? And that's a great carry. Great tackle by Conrad. But Moose will look to get the ball. He's got Mens. Mens will have a show and go. He's supported by Van Skalkwyk. Moose comes right. Bay, inside, outside, but he's a bit isolated. Adams trying to get there. Ooh, SACS are unfortunate not to get a penalty there. I thought Adams maybe came in from the side. Osman Bosch won't be happy with that. But referee Kwezu says not rolling away.
So once again, a SACS move breaks down. As soon as 9 gets rid of it, somebody seems to cough it up.
There we go. It looks like, sorry Mike, Panza looks like he's going to tap and go. Going to set up for a bit of a rolling ball. And they get it going. Oh, but SACS have done well to bring it down. Wynberg go around, and that's a try. Too easy, but well worked by the Wynberg boys. You almost have a rolling ball. You almost start feeling sorry for the SACS boys. They've tried their best, but they've just got nothing really. And they get it going. Oh, but SACS have done well to bring it down. Wynberg go around, and that's a try. Too easy, but well worked by the Wynberg boys.
Again, they had the ball, they were on the 10-meter line, on their own 10-meter line, and end up conceding a try 30, 40 meters back. So, yeah, a bit soul destroying for SACS.
Wynberg have been clinical though, Mike, and that is Niali is going off. Not sure who's being replaced by. Trying to figure out who that is. Oh, it's Rowan van Heerden who's come on for Tola Niali. He's been really good. Ethan Thomas also makes his way to the field, and he's replaced someone, I'm not too sure. Oh, replaced Kolela Hoy.
And Ryan Kutzer just slots that calmly through the middle of the uprights.
Trying to figure out who that is. Oh, it's Rowan van Heerden who's come on for Tola Niali. He's been really good. Ethan Thomas also makes his way to the field, and he's replaced someone, I'm not too sure. Oh, replaced
Monday morning for being slightly arrogant and chanting we won 50.
Hopefully the cheerleaders will stop that. But 6.5 minutes left, 40 points to 10 to Wynberg. And it's straight to low. Ooh, he's taken in the air, but it seems as though it was a fair contest. Referee says play on.
Low came off a bit worse for wear from that one.
Who still gets the ball? TK, lots of time on the ball. Tackled by Hendricks. Oh, and referee says no. Who was that? That was a replacement hooker trying to get his hands on the ball. Unfortunately, referee says no hands. Ruck was formed.
So Zyla is looking a bit uncomfortable. Looks like he may have landed quite heavily on his hip. He's trying to kick out a bit of pain there. Certainly was touched in the air, landed on his hip.
But referee said fair contest. And Wynberg are just inside the SACS half, almost on the 10-meter line. And Skalfak gets the call to him, Panza. Five-man line out. February's been good, but as I say that, he's just lost the ball. Mence knocks the ball forward. Just seemed a little bit too far from Moose to take that ball cleanly.
Yeah, I think the wind took a little bit. It floated the ball about half a meter forward.
One and two of the SACS boys starting to stretch. Maybe a bit of cramp. It's been a tiring day for them, Mike.
A very long day for SACS across the board, really.
Seems like Coach Vepner made a couple changes. Number 22 on here on the left wing. I think he's replaced Tikini. Again, the strong wind comes across. It seems to be coming from the other direction now.
I don't think this wind really knows where it wants to come from.
Jawole goes to the right, tackled by February, tries to get his paws on the ball, and referee says, what does he say? No. SACS still in possession. And Andy with the pick and go, but he's well met again by February. Not sure what SACS are going to try here. Into the replacement hooker, he cuts back inside, tackled by front skull fake. Jawole again, pick and go there by Osman Bosch, the captain. Jawole gets around the corner to Valandi. Big tackle by Moose. Back to Pretorius, the lock. Good tackle by Van Heerden. That's the fullback, Makuli. A bit left, right. Moose tries to go for the intercept. Osman Bosch, not sure what to do there. Referee says tackler must roll, yeah. Van Skalfak fell on the wrong side. Now that's Conrad will look. Try to get a bit more purchase on his kick than the previous one might. Last time they were in this position, position, they scuffed up their lineouts and Wynberg scored. Try to find his jumper in Pretorius. When they went to the front, they managed to get good clean ball. It's just that they flung it all the way to the back.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't go all the way to the back to skills here. Pretorius, unfortunately, the throw wasn't great. And this is low with lots of space. Conrad, just inside Conrad. Just carried. He's made it up to the 22. And he's given it to Hendricks, the big strong carrier. Fake. And Joe Will has been everywhere today, Mike.
He is ubiquitous, which means everywhere. I came up with my word with 2 minutes to go.
Now SACS picking and going at Pretorius. Just not sure if that was the correct option because I've seen. Oh no, referee's penalised. Oh,
that just kind of sums up SACS's day there. So great contest there at the front of the line out, stealing SACS's ball. Zayalo had acres of space. He almost looked self-conscious with the ball in hand. He should have just pinned his ears back and gone for the corner. Wynberg would have gone off if he scored in front of them, in front of the supporters down there. But SACS have probably their last chance on the halfway line, choosing the scrum.
You don't know if that's the right
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think kick it 20 meters upfield and 20 meters less space to have to, try and make. But anyway.
Wynberg, full voice, knowing that the result's gone their way. 40 points to 10, 1 minute left. They feel that this is the last time SACS can get any points on the board again. Jawole has been industrious all day. He's really kept the Wynberg defence on their toes, but he seems to have been fighting alone now.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of the 15, we've seen a bit of Hendricks at 13, we've seen absolutely nothing of Conrad. Yeah, it's been pretty sad stuff, to be honest. Yeah. Conditions haven't been great. Wynberg haven't been at their best either, to be fair. But just more practiced in trying to meet their targets.
Jawole gets the ball. Unfortunately, referee Krizim from what he says, giving no mercy, showing no mercy towards the SACS set of forwards. And Kutz will look to get it out in the corner. Got the wind at his back. It's a good nudge. Takes it up just outside the SACS 22.
So we're one knock-on away from the final whistle. Wynberg will be looking to end well. They won't get their 50 that their crowd were calling for.
And it's Stucky over there entertaining the crowd, the old boy. From what year, Mike? 2015?
Yeah, correct.
14?
Correct.
You knew how to get the crowd going.
Yes.
February, a bit of a messy throw. And it's Mjawala again, and he kicks it. Referee's playing under advantage. He's saying no, taken out with the ball. Probably a little bit of mercy showing for that last penalty scrum.
Yeah.
I think Prezi's feeling probably bad for his last ball. Let's see what SACS will do. Will they tap and go? Yes, Mjawali taps. He gives it to Hendricks. The big carrier, tackled by Van Heerden and Porthen. Now SACS, no right. Zanini. Carried by Pretorius. Tackled. Porthen's just manhandling people. Jawale goes right now. There you go. Osman Bosch with a strong carry. But it looks like February might have held him up. And referee calls. I don't know. Referee says play on. February going through. Ooh, skills is monstered by Lauren van Schalkwyk. Jawala tackled by Mpanza. Mpanza rips the ball. And February gets the ball. And he goes left. Cuts back inside. Good strong carry. Wynberg will look to get a try. Fortunately sealing.
Counter-attack looked on there for a bit.
Yeah, should have gone right instead of left. What does SACS do? Do they tap and go again? Ooh, I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure that went over the horizontal. It's probably a harsh call, but
Yeah.
he knew what he was doing. He put him down pretty hard.
Referee, Prezi, and carry tackle through the horizontal. Adams with a strong tackle, chop tackle. They are in there. Makuli. Oh, they just 2-3 meters from this Wynberg try line. And that is Hendricks, strong carry. Tackle by Mens. He's actually looked to finish strong. And that's a try to SACS. Good fight by the SACS boys. And that is Hendricks, strong carry. Unfortunately, I think by Mens. He's actually looked to finish strong. And that's a try to SACS.
Feet put him down, didn't really go over the perpendicular, but the referee made the call. Not sure that the 14 men had much to do with the fact that SACS scored that try, as the try was scored at close quarters in amongst the forwards. And so this will be the last act of the game. Rashid Conrad looking to add 2.
And also the last game of the first half of the season, Mike.
Correct, and it'll be a triple crown for the first side, together with 3 or 4 other teams that also got the triple crown. And so what those teams will be aiming for next term is the Grand Slam, whereas you do it twice. And if anybody beat Grey High School, then you're going for the Headmasters Grand Slam. Yeah. So a lot to play for next term. Short term, probably about 5 or 6 games.
Yeah. And that doesn't get any easier for Wynberg because they have Paul Riss away from home.
So Wynberg, we're hoping that they make one trip down the N1 this year that is going to bring some reward. But yeah, Plum, there's a classic clash, another one come and gone, difficult conditions, pretty scrappy at times, lots of dust, swirling wind. Wynberg were pretty you know, good at executing what they wanted to execute when they did it. They stuck to their game plan. They always seem to have 2 or 3 options available, and they used all of them. SACS, on the other hand, didn't seem to have many options. They didn't use any of them.
Yeah, no, Wynberg were really full value for their win today. SACS came out fighting, but unfortunately just couldn't execute any sort of game plan against a strong Wynberg defense and a very accurate attacking game.
Yeah, so Plum, once again, a pleasure to be in the commentary box with you. So, to end, Ulster Stormers.
Stormers by 4.
Stormers by 4. Right, okay, I'll be going with, I'll be placing a bet on sporting bet. Plum, see you next.